This video is brought to you by Sailrite.
Hi, I'm Matt Grant with Sailrite, and today I want to show you a new picking system that was created by Oz Development to help Sailrite pick your orders efficiently and accurately. And I also want to point out that we've developed this system to be environmentally friendly. We have reduced the amount of paper that we use in the process almost by 100%, and all of the bags that we use with our barcodes on them are recyclable. So let's get going. Every cart here at Sailrite has a Motorola, standard Motorola handheld scanner gun, and also a wireless Bluetooth printer and we charge the batteries every night. But basically, once you've logged into the Oz system, Oz Mobile they call it, then we get to a point where we can pull the next order. And what it will do here is it's retrieving a sales order from NetSuite, which is the back-end system that we use. And you can see it's pulling this SO number. Once it pulls the number, it pulls it into the cart and it pulls it item by item by item. However, if you wanted to see what's in the order, you can hit remaining here. And this is just a small order, it just has one item. But we'll go ahead and pick this item just so we can see how this works, and then we'll even go through to the next item. So I'm going to go back to current. The way our system works is there's a bin location that is alphanumeric, and it is a walking path through our warehouse so that we can pick in the most efficient manner. So we are going to section F, aisle 7, and then unit D, and then shelf 3. And basically, if we look up here, you'll see we're in section F. And then you'll also see the row and aisle information on the shelving units. So we're going to F07D, so we need to come down this way. So this is section D. And then we know we need to be on the third shelf. So once we get to the third shelf, it's just a matter of finding the product by the part number, and this is the part number for the item we want. So this is the item, and every item is labeled with a barcode, whether it's in a bag or labeled on the product. And when we scan this item, it will then either switch to the very next order or next item on the order, or it's going to immediately go to fulfilling the order. Since that was the only item on this order, it's fulfilling automatically. Now it's going to ask me how many tote labels do I need. There's only one item. So I'm going to select one tote label and hit enter, and now it's going to generate a label. This is the extent of the paperwork that we have. There was no order paperwork because it's all done through the gun. The only paperwork that we get on an order, a simple order like this, is a tote ID. And the tote ID has a barcode, and we'll see that process later where we actually ship the order. But this label then goes on the product, and this is a completed order, ready to go to a shipping station. And so it's a very simple process. Obviously, when you've got a one-liner, it's an extremely simple process. I'm going to say yes, my label printed properly, and the order pick is complete. Say okay, and now it just basically cycles back to get next order. And here we're pulling our next order, and once this order comes in, the longer orders take a little longer to pull in, so clearly this one must be slightly longer, although that was pretty quick. Let's see what's on this order. Yeah, this order has some parts. Looks like it has some fastener components. So this will be an interesting one to pick. So let's go back to current. Okay, it's going to tell us our walking path. We're still in section F. So F10CO1, so follow me. 10C. Okay, so here we are in F10C, so we're in the right section. And now we're looking for our part number, 7777040, which I see it right here. And we need, if you look at this, we need 24 each. So notice at Sailrite what we do is it's the same part numbers here, but we bag things in different quantities. We try and bag them in logical numbers so that it's easy to pull items. It would be nice if I could pull a 25, but if I scan the 25 here, what it's going to do is it's going to say, whoops, you only need 24 of these. So it's going to force me to clear that data out. Now I can go back and I can say, okay, well, I've got to pull a 10. So I'll pull a 10. Notice now the quantity's changed to 14. So my picker grabs another 10. Now it's changed to 4. Now I do have to grab 4, and it doesn't matter whether these are right up or upside down, but I had to grab 4 of these. So some may ask, why so many little bags? Now you know the answer to why so many bags. Notice when I've gotten through all 24, now I'm to my next item, which happens to be F10C02. So we're in C, but now we're on the second shelf up. I'm going to grab these items. And we're looking for a number that ends in 005, which is right over here. Same situation, we need 12, so I'm going to grab a 10 pack. Whip. Okay, that takes me down to 2, and that means I need 2 singles. And now, without really even paying attention to what I'm doing, I'm on to the next item, which ends in 30, same unit, so we're in the same location. And this process just simply continues. So 10, okay. And now we need a product that ends in 10, which is right here. Same thing, 12 of these. And believe me, these are small parts. It's nice to have these in a bag where you can find them with a proper description on them. So even though it seems like a waste of a lot of bags, there is a reason for this. And when you get it, if you don't know the parts really well, it sure is helpful for you to be able to actually look at the parts and see the description right on the bags and account for everything that you should have gotten properly then. Now, we're to a very interesting item next. It's going to take us to N, which happens to be fabric here at Sailrite. And we're looking for Sunbrella charcoal gray. We need 2 yards of this 46-inch. So here we are, N aisle 2, and now we're looking at A, which this first section is A, and 04. And this 04 happens to be, I'm looking in the wrong spot, A, 04 right here. N02A04. Now, so I'm going to look for something that looks like, this one's somebody's handwritten 2 yards on it, so it's probably 2 yards, but we're going to check it. Every fabric that we sell here at Sailrite, we measure it off and we inspect it for you. We want to make sure that you are getting nothing but the best material. Let's head to a cutting table. Please keep in mind while you watch this video that I'm not a shipper, so I'm not as efficient as the other guys in the building, but I was involved in creation of the system. So this particular piece is exactly 2 yards by our meter, and that's what we're looking for. So I don't have to cut anything. If I did have to cut, obviously I would just use the rolling cutter here, flip it on, and slide it across to cut your material to get a nice straight cut. And to protect your fabric, we do bag all fabric here as well. Now, part of the reason we bag the fabric here at Sailrite is to keep it clean. The other reason is that the labels don't stick to the fabric very well. So remember, this is an item that's sold by a unit of measure other than each, which means that it should print a label for me. So when I come back to my gun, now that I've pulled it, and you know, I forgot a very important step. I did not scan here in the middle of doing this, I didn't do what everybody knows you have to do. I did not scan I scanned the wrong one earlier, but I didn't scan the proper marker, so it won't even let me proceed. So this is where I got it from. I have to scan this for it to say, okay, now you're ready to enter the quantity. Now we've already cut it, so it's 2 yards. I hit enter, and it's going to generate a label. So we'll go back over, and since this was the last item on this order, it's not just going to generate a label, it's also going to start the fulfillment immediately. So here is our label, it's already printed it. And this is for the charcoal gray. And I'm going to take this off, and then this label would go right on your fabric, so that is your verification that that's actually the tube that your fabric was pulled from. You can be sure that you're getting the right color. The next thing that's going to happen is when it's gone to fulfillment, it's going to ask me how many tote labels. Now we want to make sure that this part of the order does not get separated from this part of the order. So what we do is we say two tote labels. We're creating totes on the fly, if you will. And we say, okay. And what's going to happen now is it's going to generate 2 labels for us. And one of those labels goes on the fabric, and the other label goes on the tote. And now let's chase this through. So this order's done to actual shipping next. So Brandon's going to box this for us. And the normal process that Brandon follows is he's checking to see how many tote numbers there are, right, Brandon? Yep. Okay, and then he's going to make sure that both these items get in the same box, and then both these labels get stuck to that same box. So you box it up, then it goes in queue for somebody to manifest it, correct? Mm-hmm. All right, so we'll come back to this after this box is prepared. All right, so Brandon has our order ready, and you can see here are our 2 tote labels. Next, this order goes over to a shipping station. So we're going to a shipping station, and Beth is going to finish the process, which is really very simple once the box is created. She has to weigh it and basically scan one of the labels, which finds whose order it is in the system. Again, no paper involved here. And once we verify everything is proper by FedEx, which is how this package is going out, it will print a piece of paperwork, but this is the paperwork that you care about. This is the paperwork that you use to confirm that you got everything that you received. Plus it prints a shipping label. And that's all there is to it. The process is done.